It began as an ordinary evening. Nothing unusual, nothing out of place. Yet within hours, my world would collapse in a way I never could have imagined. My wife, Jessica, and I had been married for 8 years. We had 2 children, a home, and what I thought was our forever life together. But lately, something had shifted. Small cracks had started to show. Petty arguments, heavy silences, and a growing distance that I didn't know how to close. Still, nothing could have prepared me for what was about to happen. When I walked in from work one night, Jessica was sitting at the kitchen table, hands trembling, face pale, her eyes wide with disbelief. I knew something was wrong before she even spoke. Then her voice broke as she said, "I saw you. I saw you with her. You went into a motel with another woman." My chest tightened. "Jess, there's no one else. I swear to you I wasn't with anyone." But she didn't believe me. She explained how she had followed me, convinced by a pattern she thought she had noticed. She said she saw me walk into a motel room with another woman. Her voice was filled with anger, hurt, betrayal. She cried, "I never thought you'd do this to me, to our family. How could you betray us like this?" I tried to explain, tried to reassure her, but her mind was made up. The weight of her accusations crushed me. That night she left, taking the kids with her. The days that followed were worse. She moved out of the house. The silence between us was suffocating. I kept reaching out, but she refused to listen. Deep down, though, something didn't add up. I hadn't done anything. So why accuse me of this? I couldn't shake the feeling there was more to the story. Then the truth surfaced. One day, I stumbled across a string of text messages on Jessica's phone. Messages that weren't meant for me to see. They were between her and a man I didn't know. Plans to meet secretly. Intimate exchanges. Whispered dreams of getting away together. My chest sank. The woman I trusted most, the woman I had built a life with, was having an affair. The irony was brutal. She had accused me of the very thing she was guilty of. My wife had been unfaithful. When I confronted her with the messages, guilt flooded her face. She broke down, sobbing, and admitted everything. She confessed to seeing him behind my back, said she had felt neglected, and that when she thought she saw me with someone else, her own insecurities drove her to believe it. "I thought you were cheating," she wept. "I was so angry I thought I'd lost you. And in my rage, I made a mistake I can't take back. I'm so sorry." But no amount of tears or apologies could erase what she had done. Trust, once shattered, is nearly impossible to repair. I couldn't forgive her. Not for this. Not for the betrayal that tore apart our family. The pain cut too deep. I filed for divorce. It was one of the hardest decisions of my life. But I knew I had to. Staying would only poison me and our children further. Then came the custody battle. She fought for the kids, but in the end, I was granted full custody. As I held my children in my arms, I knew I had made the right choice. They became my sole priority, the ones I would raise with honesty, stability, and love. When the divorce was finalized, Jessica came to my door one last time. Tears streamed down her face as she pleaded, "Please, I made a terrible mistake. I'll do anything to make it right. Don't leave me. Please." But I couldn't. The lies, the betrayal, everything we had built was gone. My voice was steady as I told her, "I'm sorry, but it's too late. You made your choice. Now I'm making mine. I need to move forward." That was the end. She left, and I knew there was no going back. I had to rebuild, for myself and for my children. The life we had once shared was over. Years have passed since then. I've created a new life, one filled with peace, joy, and genuine love. The scars remain, but they no longer control me. I've learned that forgiveness doesn't always mean reconciliation. Sometimes it simply means letting go and choosing to start again. And though I'll never forget the pain, I know this. The hardest choices often lead to the deepest peace.